YouTube audience at dtitrader.com/YouTube. Good to see everybody. How are y'all doing today? And let's see, Tom, we're going to be talking about trading today. And whenever you're talking about trading, we've got to put up this disclaimer. Let's go ahead and hit that. And we're going to magically move the slide. There we go. There's a very high degree of risk involved in trading. You and you alone are going to be responsible for every decision you make, whether you're getting into the market, out of the market, or staying away from the market. So make sure that you consider that risk as your own risk because it is yours. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results, but we're still going to look for opportunities anyway. Let's go ahead and move on to our next slide here, which is news shaping the market. We've got FOMC minutes, Tom, coming out in about 3 hours. That's going to be a big event, might shake up the afternoon a little bit. Here's one that people don't think of too much. Today, actually, yesterday was the start of the Lunar New Year. So, uh, in China, the Hang Seng market is closed for the week. That takes away one of our late night markets that really kind of tip the scale and show us where it's going. That will be, I believe they're opening up next week. But the Lunar New Year lasts, the celebration, I think, lasts about 2 weeks. So you could see the Asian markets a little bit dicey during this time frame just because of several markets not up and running. Now, on Friday, Tom mentioned this yesterday, GDP and PCE coming out. Those are going to be big events. That GDP number, it'll be the first chance we get to look at fourth quarter GDP from last year. And that should be an interesting number because we know about some of the things that might have impacted the fourth quarter, right? Speaking of things that might have impacted the fourth quarter, we've got another thing maybe having a little bit of a hit right now. Partial government shutdown, DHS, that showdown is continuing, and we'll see how that turns out. But that's going to be, there's a little bit of a political thing there. I don't know how much economic it is, but it is ongoing. So it could be headlines and basically food for fodder, essentially.
Hey, Chuck, one of the
Yeah.
things that you got to also factor in, I think the Supreme Court's going to rule on Trump tariffs on Friday. You ought to put that on that sheet too. Trump
Yeah, I think Friday would be the what is it?
20th.
The earliest time that they could rule. We don't know exactly when that ruling is going to come out. It could be sometime between now and June, but Friday would be the earliest opportunity.
Well, I was told it was going to be this Friday, so you might look to see if there's any information to that effect. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's something you got to keep in the back of your mind. Okay. And one of the interesting things, folks, that I was also told is that Amazon and Walmart will really rally if they come out and rule against tariffs. Now, I think Costco would do the same thing, but I'm watching Amazon today. Amazon is very interesting. We'll talk about that when we go to a live market, but I'll just tell you that the the danger happens once we get to Friday. So any trades that we did today, I would like to circle the wagons by Thursday afternoon, because I think that there's too much risk if that is out there, because that will shake, rattle, and roll the markets. All that news, like I said, GDP, PCE, and the Supreme Court rule. And I think it comes out at 11 that day. Okay. And yeah, just some things out there. But I do see some opportunities. We're going to get into that. I named today making money on Wednesday. Anybody made any money with me so far? Give me a yes if you made some money with me today. I don't see who made money off that GDX play. What a play, huh? It's at 103.50, Chuck. It was at 99 to 100 yesterday when we got in. That's about a $3 run from one day to the next. That's big. 3% on the stock. Yeah. And I was telling somebody, I said, usually I can see 5 or 6 plays in the market. I couldn't find anything So I double dosed GDX yesterday on the marathon, and I did the call buzz fly, and I did the put spread that I sold. Okay, and I think that I'm very pleased with that. Okay, very pleased with that. Okay, because I think that's good. And I try not to trade unless the odds are really in my favor. And I looked high and low yesterday. In fact, Jonathan, can we play my T-Buzz TV today? I think it was significant if you'll play it.
Oh yeah, we can do that. 1 second. Let's see here, Tom. Let's see. Tom, I'm not actually seeing T-Buzz TV. Unless I'm just missing it here.
Yeah, I sent it. Did everybody get T-Buzz TV? Here, I'll send it to you again. Put it in there.
Yeah, I think with Adam out, I think usually gets posted to T-Buzz Talk and Trade. Might want to repost that just to make sure.
Hold on, here it comes. Jonathan, I'll send it to you. There it is. Coming to you, Jonathan. Let's play it.
Do you send it to my cell phone, Tom?
Yeah, I sent your cell phone.
Okay.
You should have it.
It's hasn't arrived yet, but we'll get here and then it'll take a minute to get it on the screen.
Yeah, Diana says she got it this morning. That's good. Last night, the reason I might have mentioned this, we'll get into it, but last night, that's the first time that I can remember since this market's been correcting that the market rallied overnight. Okay. And I thought that was interesting. Okay. But
Okay, here we go. Let's see. Make the sound.
All right, folks, I'm dubbing this Making Money Wednesday. Making Money Wednesday. Show up at 10 or 11 o'clock for our train and trade. Yesterday we had a marathon trade and exposed people to a lot of the tools that we use. We also picked out a stock that is doing quite well. So not bad, huh? Anyway, today I'm going to try to find some more. We had our first rally overnight that I've seen in about 8 or 9 days. The market has a pivot number of 6902. All I'm asking you to do, show up today if you like to make money on Wednesday. That's my goal. So as I always say, I'll see you on the flip side.
anyway, 6902, and I was bringing that to everybody's attention and the fact that we were rallying. At that time, the high was 6904, and we were rallying. And I said, this market has the potential to get up to 6938. If you look in T-Buzz TV on the moneymaker, I gave a resistance level of 6938 inside the moneymaker. And so once we got above 6902, the high today is 6923. There's more to go according to what I'm looking at anyway. Anyway, I just thought that I'd share that with everybody. There's the moneymaker. And that usually what I try to do is post resistance and support on the moneymaker that I see that time of morning. And that's right in T-Buzz TV. So 38 would be the target. So if you got long at 02 with various different things, you could ride that puppy up till you hit resistance at 69.38. Okay. And you can see the NASDAQ 51.30. Okay. And this high, if you look at the NASDAQ today, it's 51.15. So a little bit more to go on that. But that's how you integrate those two features that I do every day. How many people were aware of that in T-Bud's Talk and Trade, that you have that kind of information to make money with? I thought it was pretty good. What did I put down for the Magic 5 today? Let's go look at that and see if I said anything there. You want to read those out there, everybody?
You said GDX above 100.55.
It's at 103.35 right now. I'd say that paid for a month subscription on 100 shares. What else did I say?
Said GLD above 452.55.
GLD right now, folks, is you find that baby. GLD's 459. That's a $700 play there. All right, that's 1,000. So what else did I say?
Said the diamond above 499.5, 500.
Okay, diamond 99.5. I got the futures at 99.11. I don't think the diamond's made it that high yet. No, 498.90. Okay, what else?
QQQ above 607.55.
Yeah, you got 2 points there.
And the SPY above 689.5.
Another play there hadn't happened. Got 2 there at the end. That's pretty. Folks, when I say making money, I'm serious about making money. If you listen, I'm going to show you how, and that's a prime example right there in the morning. You had the game plan I was using today. No excuses. Got to be there to get it, I guess. But other than that, that's a pretty good. You might put the link in there for people. We had a lot of new people don't know about this, but I do this every day. And I was pretty excited when I saw the rally, and I woke up and said, "Hey, we're going to finally have a day we can make some money." That's the first thing that came to my mind. And we post anything we do in here in Talk and Trade and follow up with. Okay. All right. So that's DTItrader.com. And what else we got there, Jonathan? All right. You want to tell them about this?
We got more resources for you. Tom's first book called Win a Day Trading Game. Let me post a slide so that you can more easily access this information. Okay, you should have the slide deck in the chat now. This is slide number 7. Slide number 6 had the link for TNT, or you can click the TNT link in the Zoom chat if you want to do that. So Tom's first book, we give it to you completely free. It's a cool little format. It's audio form, chapter by chapter. So, I don't think any chapter is more than 10 minutes long. You can listen to the whole book at once, or you can listen to chapter a day until you're done with the book. Fantastic listen through. I would highly recommend it. It's called Winning the Day Trading Game, but only a chapter or two is about day trading. Most of it is about big picture thinking and Tom's methodology for trading the markets. The DTI white paper booklet allows you to read in a little bit more about the method. You can learn about our Seven Sisters approach, and most importantly, probably the DTI reference bars. But there's also a paper on pivots, and you can start learning about how to use Tom's pivot. Like his daily pivot today was 69.02, and you see where the market is now. So you'll learn how to use his daily pivots on a day-to-day basis, and just pivots in general, how to use pivots in general. What else we got here? We've got the YouTube page. Chuck's already mentioned it. Go to dtitrader.com/YouTube. Take you right there. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy what we do. Help grow the channel and get the word out there. Some important terms to know. Those are real simple terms, but if you're brand new to trading, you need to go look at that. Like, what is buy to open BTO? What is sell to open STO? There's some more, I would say, kind of unique terms in there. Not really unique, but something we do sometimes is issue half position trades, and a lot of people have questions on that. Half position is just half of your normal risk amount. So if you normally risk about $1,000 per trade, you take about a $500 risk. Just to give you a simple example, and we do recommend doing your best to risk about the same amount every single trade. You know, don't risk $1,000 on one trade and then go risking 20 grand on another. Because at the end of the day, you don't really know which trade's going to work, which trade's not going to work. So why expose yourself to that increased risk randomly? Try to keep your risk even. And then Neil types into the chat, the penalty crate tape is great. Yes, and Tom, I forgot to do that. I won't blame you on that, but I forgot to do the penalty tape yesterday for the prize you promised. I don't know what you think about prize wise, but
Why don't we do this? Why don't we give everybody a chance and do it on Friday?
okay. So be sure to listen through that recording, the penalty tape. It's about 50 minutes long or so, so allot some time to go through that. I don't know what year that was, Tom, but the insights that you gave way back when are absolutely still relevant today about the options market and trading. It's a really enjoyable listen to. I listen to it about once a year, maybe twice a year, just because it's that easy to listen to and that knowledgeable in terms of what you can get from listening to that. And a little bonus, if you do listen to that on Friday at Train and Trade, Tom is planning to give out a little surprise. I think there's going to be a little Q&A, a little quiz, and we'll draw from a list of names of those who get the answers right, get you a prize. So give you something to look forward to. That'd be fun.
And just a quick heads up on that. I've talked to a bunch of people who have spent time studying that penalty tape. So if you haven't listened to it yet, you better, because there's some ringers in that prize group, Tom. There are people who really want to win that quiz.
You got it.
Now, the final resources here is called the Options Playbook, completely free website. They have a great book you can purchase on Amazon, but the website's free. Covers anything from a basic, what is a call option, what is a put option, to what is, they probably have something in there about an eight-legged option trade, whatever they would call that. I have no idea. But point is they have everything there at optionsplaybook.com.
Hey, Jonathan, somebody just suggested, go back, if you will. David suggested that you put the URLs outside click here. Is that hard to do? I don't know.
That would not work in terms of the way it looks on the slide, because it would have about a half marathon long.
Okay. David, we post the link of the slides. You can get the link and save them to your desktop and then go get in there, I guess. Right, Jonathan? That way it works.
Yeah, click on the link for the slide deck, which I just reposted into the Zoom chat. Make sure you open up your Zoom chat, which you know where that is since you just typed into the Zoom chat. So just click on that link in the Zoom chat and you should be able to get the slides on your screen on your own computer, and then find the slide from there and just click on the slide. All right, David, you got it? Good deal. Well, Tom, let's update the first 3 days stocks here.
What I'm looking for is some ideas based on the 3-day algo. So take it away, Jonathan.
Just going to update. Got a lot more green today on my RoadMap feature. Let's see what's green above the FTD high. We got the Dow back above the high from the first 3 days. Before I forget, let me update the time. What we're looking at specifically, we're looking at these two columns here at FTD high and FTD low. That's the high and low from the first 3 trade days of the month of February. You also have the month open there. But the columns here to the right will tell you if the stock is above the high from the first 3 days, and looking bullish, trying to trend up for the month is what a long stamp means. Or if it says short, like Bitcoin, it's trying to trend down for the month. So I'm going to highlight the columns here so you can more easily see that, look at TLT.
All right, so let's just look at what's long. I'm gonna write them down. It says Making Money Wednesday, doesn't it? TLT. Okay. I like that one. Diamond, no, I like that one. DIA. Okay. XLU is a good one to have in your retirement account, like a steady grower. That's a steady one. Got a bunch of shorts there. Okay. All right. What's that long there? That's Western Digital, WDC. I'm just writing the ones down that I'm interested in. Nike, okay. Sort of been range bound though. Okay. Nike. Grid. I own that stock. It's really pretty stable. Sky is real good. Not good for options. J&J is good. Keep going, Jonathan. Oh, McDonald's. Let's look at McDonald's. And we got McDonald's. So I got 5 that we can look at there. Okay. That's perfect. All right.
Let's get to today's topic.
Ooh, I like the slide. Jonathan's slides are off the wall good now. I'll say that. February 18th, Making Money on Wednesday. Y'all like the sound of that? Making Money on Wednesday. As an experienced trader, I think it's one of the most difficult days I had to find an opportunity with high reward and low risk. And finally, I said, I'm going to go with GDX. And boy, it's been a good one. Up $3+ overnight. Not bad. But it paid off with what we did. I looked at everything. I was very diligent. I was not anxious. I was just looking for it. There's a 28% return. Gotta love that. That's making money on Wednesday. All right. We did that as a bonus for our new silver wheel people. This is the one ticker payout. We hit there again. John, I don't know what our record is there, but it's got to be off the charts. The one ticker. You don't know off the top of your head, do you?
Not off the top of my head, but I do enjoy that program. A great little program, trading QQQ.
Do you know, so Ryan gave us a long yesterday. Did you see that? I was happy to see that one.
Yeah, it worked too.
It worked too. Yeah, let me stop and ask you, how many people are taking the trades from the Ryan program consistently? Not just, every now and then. Who's doing it consistently in there? The old Ryan program. Crystal, y'all agree with me? It is just off the charts good. Every time I look up there, it comes at a time I'm really not looking at it, and it's pretty good. Yeah, we found the old needle in the haystack yesterday with GDX. I think it's going to 110, by the way. Got a few more plays in our sleeve there. All right, 5 stocks I wanted to monitor today. Amazon. Amazon doesn't qualify under the traditional sense, but there might be a play overnight into tomorrow. I call it a special situation there. QQQ qualifies because it's set up to trade over the next 48 hours. SPY, TLT, and GLD. All those qualify. Okay, let's monitor those. We'll find something that hits today. Okay. Now, if you plug it into our Genesis program, Amazon's already went off at 205.45. It's at, let me check Amazon, see where Amazon is. Amazon is at, yeah, 205.75, was a little bit higher, pulled back a little bit. QQQ went off at 605.80. QQQ is at 608.78. I'd say, yeah. SPY's off at 686. TLT, that's interesting, 89.98. I think Anchor said it has to go above 90.12 when I was looking at it. And gold above about 459. Yeah, that's setting up. I see us a play on gold. Okay. That roadmap's got some good tools. Y'all saw how it used yesterday that how we did that QQQ trade at 602.55. When it got above it, we took it. Saw the result the next day in one ticker. You know, I think I have this problem. I'm an experienced trader, keeping up with all the information out of it. You saw Chuck had a little issue there with the news. He had a great foundation of the news, but I think that Supreme Court news slipped up on him, because I wouldn't have, it slipped up on me too, but I happened to talk to somebody who was telling me about it, so better factor that in. There's a lot of information out there, isn't it? How many people get information overload? Let me ask that question. Information overload. The only way I've been trading for all these years, the only way that I can solve that issue is using the RoadMap software. It solves the issue. It has a format and a process to use. Okay. And look at Sky on the trade tracker there. That's a big trade. That trade tracker is something else, isn't it? $98.30 will trigger it long. Okay, that's good. And so yes, yes, yes. Look at that. God. They're all, hey, Don, they're all contained inside our RoadMap software. Yeah, this stock's probably headed to 110. Now, if you see us set 98.30 as a trigger, you ought to go set that as an alert, because that's telling you it's setting up. Yeah, Joe was in for a one-on-one, and I was so impressed at his discipline. Since the first of the year, we looked at it, it was off the charts good. And he said to me, you know, he makes level bets, the 72-hour rule is very good with options, and he follows this process. And boy, I tell you, it's like proof positive that you can do this yourself. He did it. All right, 1 year for the roadmap's $9.97. It comes with a whole big picture approach, small picture, swing picture, all that techniques inside that. I mean, you got to think about it, folks. You got a whole bunch of information in there to learn in the roadmap, but the easy part is the accuracy module, which is really good. So let's go let's go, if we can, look at a real market and use some of these features and find something to make money on Wednesday with. Wendy said it's very inexpensive for what you get with it. Thank you, Wendy. All right, the first thing I want to do, let's change the money maker to 69.38. 69.38. Let's do that. All right, now let's go, Jonathan, to the trade tracker and tee up a few stocks to look at before we go to the company. All right, the first one is Walmart. Put it in there, Walmart. The second one's the Diamond. GLD. Might look at GDX again. SLV. I think that gives us a pretty good trade. Okay, so if you look at this and say to yourself, okay, let's start with Walmart, Jonathan. Last was 127. The high is 120. They got earnings tomorrow. Is that before the market or after the market? Do we know?
Yeah, it should be before. It should be pre-market. I'll double check real quick though, Tom.
If it's pre-market, we can't do it. That's the reason I'm asking the question.
Thursday morning. Yeah, pre-market. Sure is.
Can't do it. Okay, so that eliminates Walmart. Sky needs to get above 98.55. GLD, that's probably setting up for a good buzz fly there on GLD. Look at a March. Well, I like GLD. Go to a March 20th, if you will, March 20th. And look at let's see what a 60, 63, 64 looks like on GLD out to March 20th.
Let's see. March 20th.
Yeah.
GLD. March 20. 460. Buying the 460, selling 2 of the 463 calls and buying 1 of the 464 calls. A little wide, but it's got a marked midpoint of about 80 cents.
I like that. It gives us enough time to spin through the news, and I think it's good news. So why don't we do that trade? GLD. John, can you do the midpoints and see what price we can do that at? Like if you take the midpoint of the call, let's just do some math here before we just throw it in there. Do it the old-fashioned way. The midpoint of the call. How much is the call?
Call is 1590.
Bid and ask.
That's the midpoint, 1590.
1590. Let's do it. 1590. Okay.
Minus
What's the 63 call?
minus 1460 twice.
14 what?
60.
60. That's twice. It'd be 28, 29, 20. Okay. And how much is the one we got to buy protection with?
1410. I come up with 80 cents.
80 cents is our number, folks. I did it old fashioned way. We're going to go with 80 cents on this trade. Good to cancel, 80 cents.
Go to TNT.
Yeah, this goes TNT, so we'll do the GLD. Making money on Wednesday.
Yep, I can post it there. Just give me a second.
Yeah, take your time. I'll set it up on my machine. Buying the 460.
Put a limit at 80 cents. If you go market, they will fill you at a bad price. If we can't get filled at 80 cents right away, that's all good. We'll might bump it around as needed. You're buying one of the 460 calls, you're selling two of the 463 calls, and you're buying one of the 464 calls. There's nothing naked with this strategy. It's a 3-wide debit call spread stacked with a 1-wide credit call spread.
I got it in at 80 cents, John.
Good deal.
All right, let's go back to Trade Tracker if we can.
To the trade tracker, okay.
Now notice the diamond is above Monday's high. So I like the diamond in play too, John. Let's do why don't we do a buzz fly out to March 20th on that one? Okay.
On the diamond,
Yeah, let's do a diamond.
okay.
We think of 99, 02, 03. They don't have one, do they? All right, let's just do a we're gonna have to, we can do just a straight spread. See what a 500 vertical would look like. Too much. All right, let's try 505, 510, I guess. Yeah, that's a $2 one. We can do that one, Jonathan. The 505, 510. I'm gonna put it in at 201.
Hang on, Tom. Buck's helping us out. He says March 27th has 1-wides.
Oh, March 27th does?
Yep. Thank you, Buck.
Hey, thanks, Buck. All right, let's go back to my original plan. That's I like it better. 499. Thanks, Buck. 499. $502. Sell it twice. And a 503. Got it at $1.20. Is that what you got, Jonathan?
Yep.
All right, let's buy that one at $1.20. Put it in. Okay, working at $1.20. Making money on Wednesday. That's the goal.
With the trade tracker, you can kind of get rid of the 5-day high and 5-day low, 10-day high, 10-day low. From a color perspective, those are important numbers, but from a color perspective, all that green for diamond and gold, GDX is green across the board. And with GDX, I didn't get your opinion of specifically, Tom, but with the miners, they're looking real good. I think you're okay stepping into GLD, which has about $3 worth of room up to its 3-day high. We'll get paid if it makes that move. Looks like it.
Yep.
Should.
Like we said, we get paid on GDX, but got up to 103. Now it's 103.50.
Mm-hmm.
I would add 20% to these. Whatever you get in, add 20%. So in the case of the diamond, I put in at 239. Todd, we did an old-fashioned way. We put it in at 80 cents. We might go up to $1 at some point, but we're not doing it right now. We'll post it into the Telegram channel, T-Buzz Talk and Trade, if we do.
Tom, did you say $1.49 on the diamond? Or $1.44 to 49?
44 to 49.
Yep, should be into the diamond. GLD might not be filled.
So, I always tell people, if you don't come to train and trade and don't take the trade, it usually costs you about, today it would cost you $1,000 outlay, would cost you $400 if we hit. That adds up, doesn't it? Now, if you go to the compass and look at the market, go to the compass and look at the market right now with E-mini, you can see that Genesis, which we're about 12 minutes from completing, sort of right there, and be great to get a continuation day. I'm not saying we will, but it sure would be a good thing to get one, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. We got a continuation day, it would change the tone a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think if you got a continuation day, you'd be saying to yourself, wow. Deb, are you in my TNT room? Are you in my TNT room? I'll update it later on today in there. Josh, remind me to update that about 2 if we don't get filled.
Okay.
Go back to the trade tracker real quick. You notice that I focused in on, notice it's got FTD high, FTD low. Notice I focused in on the diamond and GLD because they were above their high from Tuesday. Did everybody notice that? That's one of the techniques I use to make what I call these very successful trades. Green on the month, and it's above Tuesday's high. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out to everybody where they could see it, okay? Now remember, when it comes to the metals, there's a big day on February 27th you got to pay attention to. That's when the COMEX silver settles. And there's a lot of rumors going out there that the exchange doesn't have enough silver. So keep that in the back of your head, okay? In other words, pay attention. What I would do. Let me ask y'all some feedback. Is anything y'all like us to change about train and trade? You know, we come every day and we're always open to improving things, but I'm just trying to ask that question about train and trade. Anything y'all would like us to do during train and trade? Notice we train and trade, so pretty nice little thing that we do. Okay. Something about a link, Jonathan. You reading that?
Let's see, what's that? Hang on. We got a, you do a great job. Appreciate that. Here or when I clicked, I'm not sure what that means, David. Maybe retype it out. Hey, Katie, do you have a program with Tom? Go to the members area. Okay. Or what program do you have, Katie? With Tom Busby. Okay. Well, I'll just show you this while waiting on Katie to type in. Let's say you get logged into the members area. Katie's question was she's a little confused on the bus fly. So if you get logged into the members area and you go over to the, I don't know if this is in RoadMap, but it will be certainly in what's your newest program, Tom? So let's just go to one-click trading, or not one-click, one-ticker payouts. Just show an example, but any of the services, go to one-ticker payouts, for example. And if you scroll down to the bottom, we have, let's see, where is it? Should be called Options Made Simple. Oh, here it is, Options for Rookies, Options Made Simple. And when you click on that, it brings you here once it loads in. And you'll get to a course, and actually, look at that, it went right to the BuzzFly, Module 5, BuzzFly. All right. Great little course. There's 10 lessons we did called Options Made Simple. One of the lessons is on the BuzzFly. You can see it has a video and slides that you can look through. I would recommend going through that. What a BuzzFly is, the technical term is a broken wing butterfly. So you could also go to like optionsplaybook.com and search for broken wing butterfly if you'd rather do that. Well, we know it as the BuzzFly. Tom, I think your name for it is much better than broken wing. I like the
Well, first of all, I don't like butterflies straight out. And I modified this thing about 2 or 3 years ago during a webinar. I said, let's make some money using this strategy. And I showed people how to do it. And we were 12 for 12. I said, I got something here. I might as well share it with everybody else. And I've been sharing with anybody who wanted to learn it because it gives you a reduced risk to take advantage of, a directional play. I actually like it better than a straight out vertical because you got less money exposed. And the track record is a lot better, in my estimation, because of the reduced risk of it. So I take the time, go to Option Playbook on the web, look it up, read it, maybe ask questions once you're knowledgeable, because it doesn't do any good to go through it. We've done it 1,000 times unless you put the time and effort in there to read and ask questions. Yeah, I don't like that term broken wing either, but I think he's just using the terminology that the rest of the market calls it. Yeah, Jonathan, why don't you go into TD Ameritrade and showing how to set it up? The way I do it, honestly, is I set up a butterfly and then I change the strike prices because it sets up the quantity. That's the easiest way I think to do it. You go in there and select butterfly and then change the strike prices to match what I said. It's very simple to do it that way on Thinkorswim. And on Tasty Trade, it's just almost as simple.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll show you Tasty Trade first and then head over to Thinkorswim once that's opened up. Okay, so example in the diamond, it was March 27th was your expiration. So of course you're on the trade tab over here, all you Tasty Trade folks, and you're on the table. So you can actually see the option chain. Click on March 27th. If you want to use a strategy builder, it's up here at the top. On both platforms, I'll show you the strategy builder type, and then I'll show you more of a point and click method. But you would click the drop down here on this strategy builder. Go to butterfly row, make sure it's on long since we want to be trading calls. All right. So you can see it highlights long blue or green, excuse me, or short red. It's on long. That's good. Calls. That's good. Click go. It builds a butterfly stack at the closest expirations you can get. And then you'll just have to simply move your strikes around. And we started with the 499. Sell 2 of the 502s, buy 1 of the 503s. You can see over here at the left, it says B1, green, 499. S2, sell, red, 502. B1, green, 503. And the limit price we're going for, if you're entering it just now, is $1.20. That's Tasty Trade. Let's see. Thinkorswim is open. Let's go diamond. We're on the trade tab, diamond. Expiration. Let's see. To do the strategy builder, come down to 499. Right click on the price of the call. Scroll over buy. From the secondary pop-up drop down, hit butterfly. Then you're going to move your strikes again. We bought the 499. We sold 2 of the 502s. I'm just clicking the little drop down to change those. 503, which are limited at $1.20. Send it off.
Pretty simple on Thinkorswim, I think, do it that way.
Yeah. Once you learn how to enter the orders, it's all pretty straightforward. And yes, you can. Oh, I forgot to show you the point and click. I can do that since I told you I would. On Think or Swim point and click method, if you understand the relationship that you buy the asking price, if you want to call up a buy order, you have to click on the ask price right here, that column. Or if you want to call up a sell order, you click on the bid. The trick on this platform is you have to, thinkorswim that is, you have to hold down the control key. The bottom left keyboard on Windows keyboards says CTRL, stands for control, I think. Hold that down. Since we want to buy the $4.99 call, we left click on the asking price. Brings up a trade ticket. Now keep holding down the control key, CTRL bottom left. We want to sell 2 of the 502 calls. So left click on the bid. Left click twice since you want to sell 2 of them. And then left click, once on the 503 asking price. And once you understand how to do that, it's very quick. Very quick. A little bit quicker than Strategy Builder, but either way, it's no big deal. Over here on Tasty Trade, you do not have to hold down the control key. You just start left click on the ask or bid prices. So left click on the ask for the $4.99, left click on the bid for 502. But you do have to then left click to highlight that leg and then come down here to the bottom to bump your quantity up. And then left click on the asking price for the 503. So it's a little bit more complicated on Tasty Trade for the point and click method. But choose your poison, if you will. Either way, get the job done.
All right, let's go. I want to show somebody something. Go to the RoadMap compass because I'm getting a lot of questions. I'm still way below the price that I think GLD's trading at. That's what I'm hearing, right? Okay. Do I have any? Let me ask you a question, and not to be sarcastic. Do I have any hours left in today? I'm just asking. Do I? I've got 4 hours left in the day, don't I? Is this a day trade I'm doing right here? I don't think so. I got a March 20 expiration. So if I look at Genesis on GLD, I'm at the lower end right here. Where is it? 459 or so, right? Where it is, 459.12, right? So I'm willing to fish a little bit here and put it at 80 cents. And if we get a corrective move on GLD, then I could get filled. And that is that's why I'm in no hurry, okay, to jump in. Now, as the day gets longer, at 2 o'clock, I'll reevaluate. That's why I told Jonathan, since these trades are inside the TNT room, that's the advantage of having TNT, I'll make a modification somewhere between 1:30 and 2 after RB4, and I might pay up then. But right now, I'm just I'm fishing. I'm just fishing out there, see if I get any taker. And plus, it trains my eye to watch it, which means I'm tape reading, watching GLD and watching DIA. I'm in no hurry in making money on Wednesday. Just if I'm patient, get filled, I'll be happy. If I don't get filled, at 2 o'clock, I'll make a decision, see if it's pressing. I mean, we come down correct and RB4 is positive, it's pressing. I use the reference bars to guide me along the way. I just want you to have the thinking, not picking on anybody. I just want you to know my thinking. You know, it's a bigger responsibility, in my opinion. Rather than give you 100 trades, is give you trades that I'm willing to put my own money on. That's different than most people. I don't want to give you a trade I'm not willing to put my own money on. Not say that's a requirement. I'm just saying that's the way I think about it. Okay. I can't have you have all the thrills. All right, this is Making Money on Wednesday. We've had a real good day with yesterday's training trade setup. Why don't we play the tape for the roadmap and give those people that don't have it a chance to do it. Okay.
I'll cue it up. Thank you, Tom. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, and folks, solve those issues and learn how to trade properly. You got to organize this information. There's just so much information hitting you. And we've got, I call phase one of the roadmap real simple to use. Phase two, you get some of these other features. And in phase three, you master the entire roadmap. Jonathan does a couple classes a week on answering questions